Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Coach Craig's Sports. Today is Wednesday, December 22nd, and this is the NBA DFS video for today. So in today's video, we'll be taking a quick look back at yesterday's picks, seeing how they turned out, talking about the injuries in play for tonight's slate, and then going over my picks for both FanDuel and DraftKings. But without further ado, we'll get started with the recap of yesterday's picks. So if you guys were checking up throughout the day, that updated core did change a little bit throughout the day. I believe the last update was probably about 15 minutes prior to lock, just after we heard that KZ Okpala was not in that starting lineup. So the point guard position had Jalen Brunson, $7,400, looking for 37 points out of him. He got to 48, so he was a hit. Then Evan Fournier at the shooting guard position, looking for 26 points out of him at $5,100. 34.5 points is what we got out of him, so he was a hit as well. Jaden McDaniels, this one that did not change throughout the day, $3,400, looking for at least 17 points out of him. He got to 29.5, so he was a good hit as well. And then Dorian Finney-Smith was kind of that last-minute change at that power forward position. If you still stuck with KZ Okpala, he still was a hit in terms of 5 times his value, so definitely want to hurt you overall there. Saved you a little bit of money and paid up somewhere else, but Dorian Finney-Smith, $5,000, looking for 25 points out of him. He got to 38, so he was a hit as well. And then last but not least, we had Dwight Powell at that center position, $3,200, looking for 16 points out of him. He got to 28, so a perfect 5-for-5 day over on the DraftKings side. Then on the FanDuel side, we had Jalen Brunson once again, $7,300, looking for 37 points out of him. He got to 49.4, so he was a hit once again. Then we had Evan Fournier, $5,200, looking for 26 points out of him. He got to 33.9, so he was a hit. Sadiq Bey stuck with, he kind of burned us the last time before, but he's been playing a little bit better as of late, $5,200, looking for 26 points out of him. He got to 28.9, so he was a hit as well. Then Jaden McDaniels obviously stayed on him all day, $3,800, looking for 19 points out of him. He got to 31.1, so he is a very good hit on the FanDuel side. And then last but not least, we had Jonas Valanciunas, $7,800, looking for 39 points out of him. He got to 31.7. He was a miss. This game did end up in a little bit of a blowout, though. So Jonas Valanciunas, really just the only guy that was a miss yesterday. And unfortunately, I had him in my other DraftKings lineup that did pretty well, and he just kind of held it back. Otherwise, it would have been a very, very good day overall for myself, but pretty much everything I played yesterday cashed, so hopefully you guys had that same type of luck. But with that being said, we'll get moved over to the injuries in play for tonight's slate. So we do have a 7:30 p.m. Eastern time start time once again. That's pretty much the norm this week apparently. But we're going to start off with the Orlando Magic. So we're going to list all the guys that are out at this point in time. Mo Wagner, Jalen Suggs, Terrence Ross, Etuan Moore, Jonathan Isaac, RJ Hampton, Markelle Fultz, Michael Carter-Williams, Iggy Bristakis, and Mo Bamba. So those are the guys that we know are not playing for sure. They have brought some G League guys up. They signed some guys to 10-day contracts. Those are not really the focal points at this point in time. We have Wendell Carter Jr. and Cole Anthony listed as questionable. We'll see if either one of these two play tonight. If they end up playing, they're probably going to be pretty decent values. Otherwise, we're probably looking at a little bit more of the same with Gary Harris, Franz Wagner, Tumo Kiki being solid plays overall tonight, even though their price tags did go up just a little bit. Then on the opposite side of that game, we have the Atlanta Hawks, who are without Trae Young, DeAndre Hunter, Gallinari, Capella. So some pretty big names there, especially in Capella and Trae Young. That's two starters that they're going to be without. TLC is questionable to play tonight. Bogdanovich is probable to play. He should be back tonight. We'll just have to see if he is or not. Obviously, if we knew he was full go, full minutes, he'd be a good play, but he's been out for a while now, so you probably expect some type of minutes restriction for him overall tonight. DeLon Wright could be a value depending on which site you're playing on. You got Kevin Huerter that could be an increased role as well. With John Collins, same thing. And then Okongwu, as long as he doesn't have that minutes restriction, looking like a pretty solid play once again tonight, especially on that DraftKings side. Then we move over to the Cleveland Cavaliers, who were without Jarrett Allen, Ed Davis, Evan Mobley, Nembhard, Okoro, Lamar Stevens, Denzel Valentine, Dylan Windler. So pretty much half the team is missing at this point in time. They signed a couple guys to 10-day contracts as well. Not sure how much those guys are actually going to play. But you have that starting lineup probably going to be Darius Garland, Chetty Osman, Laurie Markkanen, Dean Wade. Maybe Kevin Love finally slips into that starting lineup. Maybe they keep him off the bench. We'll just have to see how they play that out so far. Could we see a Taco Fall starting tonight? That'd be kind of interesting, but really it's kind of anyone's guess at this point, honestly. So we'll just have to see how that all shakes out. But there's definitely going to be some value on this Cavs team overall tonight. Unfortunately, it's not going to be Darius Garland on the DraftKings side because they priced him all the way up to $9,700. So he pretty much needs 50 points to pay off at that price tag. So that's kind of unfortunate. Otherwise, he would be a pretty strong play overall today. And then we move over to the Boston Celtics sides. They're without Sam Hauser, Juan Herman Gomez, Al Horford, Jabari Parker, Josh Richardson, Broderick Thomas, and Grant Williams once again. So pretty much the same thing we've been looking for out of them. Not many changes there overall. Then we move over to the Raptors, and their whole team's gone essentially at this point in time. So they are without Fred VanVleet, Gary Trent, Pascal Siakam, David Johnson, Malachi Flynn, Goran Dragic, Trampani, Scotty Barnes, Delano Blanton, Precious Achua. All these guys are not playing tonight. So what do we have left? We have Chris Boucher, OG Anunoby, who had his first game back last time, played 28 minutes. See if he's on any type of minutes restriction tonight. He could be an okay play on both sides overall. Yuta Watanabe, Steve Mikhailuk, and then maybe Brandon Goodwin starting at the point guard position. We'll have to see who starts there, because essentially any point guard that they already had before is not playing tonight. So they signed a bunch of guys to 10-day contracts. This could be a messy situation, but it could also be a situation with a ton of value on tonight's slate. Then we move over to the Chicago Bulls. They are without Patrick Williams, Derek Jones, Alize Johnson, Devon Dotson, Alex Caruso. Those guys are out for sure. Matt Thomas, Zach LaVine, Ayo Dosunmu are all doubtful to play. They've been in the COVID protocol, so unless they test out of it, they are not playing tonight. Troy Brown is listed as questionable. Supposedly he tested out of the COVID protocol, so he does have a chance to play tonight. And then they did sign Ersan Ilyasova, so maybe he plays tonight, maybe he doesn't. Just another depth piece. They also signed Mac McClung, who is, kind of that famous YouTube dunker back in the day, played at Georgetown for a little bit, then transferred. He's there too as well, so another depth piece, but not anybody we're looking at playing for DFS as well. Then we move down to the Houston Rockets, and finally a team that's not without a lot of guys, really, because they got John Wall, Kevin Porter Jr., Jalen Green all out. They've been out for a while now. Christian Wood, game time decision, but expected to play. For the Bucks, we got Giannis, Dante DiVincenzo, Brook Lopez, and Bobby Portis all out once again. They should have Chris Middleton back tonight, though, so that's really the only change for the Bucks overall. Then we move down to the Denver Nuggets. They are without Bol Bol, Marcus Howard, and Jamal Murray. And then Aaron Gordon and JaMychal Green are both questionable for tonight's game as well. Moving over to the Oklahoma City Thunder, Mike Muscala is out for rest tonight, and then Trey Mann is listed as questionable. So there's not a lot to talk about with Oklahoma City. Then we move over to the Clippers, who are without Hartenstein, Kawhi Leonard, Marcus Morris, and Preston once again, so no changes there. Then the Sacramento Kings are once again without Marvin Bagley, Terrence Davis, De'Aaron Fox, Lewis King, Alex Len, Davion Mitchell, and then Quetta, I don't even know how to say his name properly, but he is on the COVID list as well now. Rashawn Holmes is questionable with that eye injury, eye infection, whatever you want to call it. We'll see if he ends up playing tonight or not. Obviously, if he doesn't, Tristan Thompson steps into that starting lineup once again. So the Kings are pretty much what we've been seeing out of them for the last couple of games now. But with that being said, that's a quick little rundown on all the injuries and COVID news in play for tonight's slate. There's going to be some value out here for sure. Definitely want to keep up on the news throughout the day. I'll be posting all the injury updates, starting lineups, and other related news down in the comments throughout the day. So that's a great place to check out, especially as we get closer to lock as well. But with that being said, we'll move over to DraftKings and talk about my picks over there. So we're going to start off at the point guard position. I'm going with Lou Williams. I do not expect him to be in that starting lineup. I do expect it to be DeLon Wright, but he should be playing big minutes off the bench. Obviously, we know Lou Williams can score with the best of them on any given night. $3,200 looking for 16 points out. I got him projected for about 21 points tonight. Then as shooting guard, I got Steve Mikhailuk. Obviously going to be playing big minutes tonight. $3,800. 19 points is what we're looking for out of him. I got him projected for 24 points tonight. Definitely has a little bit of upside for more if he's shooting well. Then a small forward, we got Chuma Okeke once again. $5,200 looking for 26 points out of him. I got projected for 29 points tonight. Been playing big minutes. Been playing rather well. Can't say too much more about Chuma Okeke on tonight's slate. Then in power forward, I'm going with Kevin Love, $5,700. You're looking for about 28, 29 out of him, averaging 26 on the season. And he's been pretty efficient on the season so far, especially in terms of fantasy points per minute. Now you don't have Jared Allen, you don't have Evan Mobley, you don't have all these other big guys. So Kevin Love should have to play close to 30 minutes tonight. If he plays 30 minutes, probably going to get 31 points out of him, and that's going to definitely beat his price tag tonight. Then at the center position, we're going with the Kangwoo. $3,400 looking for 17 points at him. Got him projected for 20 points tonight. There's a little bit of caution with minutes restriction if he does have one. If he does have that, that's probably going to change his pick throughout the day. But otherwise, Okongwu looking like a solid play once again tonight. But if you go with these 5 players on the DraftKings side, you'll have $28,700 remaining, just under $9,600 per player. So you can definitely pay up probably for 2 studs on tonight's slate, then find a value play to go along with them. Or you can do a little bit more balanced approach, see what works best for you. There's definitely going to be a lot of value out there tonight overall. But with that being said, we'll get moved over to FanDuel and talk about my picks over there as well. So a guy that was super priced up on the DraftKings side, Darius Garland, is going to be our point guard pick on the FanDuel side. $7,200, looking for 36 points out. I got him projected for 39 points tonight. Obviously, they are missing a lot of pieces on this Cleveland Cavaliers team, so that just means more ball handling, more usage, more shots for Darius Garland in tonight's game overall. Then the shooting guard, we're going right back to Steve Mikhailuk, $3,600, looking for 18 points out of him. Got him projected for 22 on the FanDuel side. He's going to be out there playing big minutes. If his shot's going down, this is going to be a guy that you're going to need in your lineup overall tonight. Small forward, we're going right back to Buddy Hield. We're looking for 29 points out of him. Obviously, he's been in that starting lineup, getting big minutes, taking about as many shots as he can handle. I got him projected for 31 points tonight, so it looks like a solid value overall once again tonight. Then in power forward, we got Kevin Love, $5,700. We're looking for that 28, 29 points out of him. He's the exact same price tag on both FanDuel and DraftKings. Got him projected for about 30, 31 points tonight. Then last but not least, we got John Collins, and you can flip Kevin Love, John Collins if you really want to. You can play both at power forward and play a different center if that's something you want to do as well. But John Collins, $7,400, looking for 37 points out. Got him projected for 38 points tonight. Obviously, there's no Clint Capella, so you could see a couple of additional minutes at that center position as well. He should definitely be over 36 minutes in this game tonight as long as this game stays competitive, which it probably should since both teams are pretty depleted at this point in time. And John Collins could have a very solid night overall. I do have him projected for about 38 points tonight, but definitely has that upside for more as well. But if you go with these 5 players on the FanDuel side, you have $30,300 remaining, just under $7,600 per player. So once again, you can definitely pay up for a couple studs if that's something you want to do. Find some value plays that pair along with them. Or you can try a little bit more balanced approach, which I've kind of recommended a little bit more recently on the FanDuel side as of late, because that just seems to be what's working best on the FanDuel side at the very least. But with that being said, these are my picks for both FanDuel and DraftKings for today, December 22nd. As always, if you have any questions related to NBA DFS, be sure to leave them down in the comments below, and I'll get back to you as quickly as possible. Also, be sure to let me know your favorite play on tonight's slate, whether it's on FanDuel or DraftKings. And then, as always, I'll be listing all those starting lineups, injury updates, and other COVID-related news throughout the day. So definitely be sure you're checking up there. I'll have that updated core about 20 to 30 minutes prior to lock. If there's any changes between that time and lock, I will also list the updates to the updated core as well. But with that being said, if you are new to my channel, please consider subscribing. Definitely would appreciate it. It helps to build the community that we're trying to build here at Coach Craig Sports, which is one that's truly for you, the viewers. Helping you with your DFS, whether it's NBA or NFL, helping you with your fantasy football teams. And then with that being said, if you are a new or current subscriber who's yet to do so, also hit that notification bell down below. It's going to let you know every single time I post up a new video. And like I've been saying, I post up daily NBA DFS videos just like this. But with that being said, that's all I have for today's video. Hopefully you all enjoyed. And then last but not least, special shout out to each and every one of you watching today's video. I truly do appreciate you taking the time out of your day to watch this video. Definitely means a lot to me, and I hope each and every one of you has a great rest of your day.